like 20 odd approvals, struggling with vowels. Okay, then
Even
it
with
comes
us?
to validations. I don't know why. She was the most niggers. Battling to get vowels through. She was the most niggers. But 20 odd approvals. I'll help her process this stuff. Struggling with vowels. She'll be okay.
And on all platforms.
Okay,
Even
alrighty.
with us.
I see people are actually gonna show any interest on how to get their brand out there. 153 people have. So I'll help her process this. Did you know, ma'am, that in the last 3 days I've sat down with 2 billionaires? I see people. You've sat down with 1. Show any interest. I've sat down with 2. I sat down. 150. So then I've sat down with 3 and you've sat down with 2. I'll help her process this. Did you know, ma'am, that in the last 3 days I've sat down with 2. I sat down with 1 more billionaire this week than you did. So I sat down before we start the 150. So then I start the marketing presentation that looks beautiful. Did you know? What was your key takeaway? Last 3 days. You have a mic. I sat down with 2. I sat down with what was your key takeaway from this week that you sitting down with the Hirsch family? Before we start, what did you pick up from there? So then I start the marketing presentation that looks beautiful within the team. What was your key takeaway? Last 3 days. You have a mic. I sat down with what was your key takeaway deep this week that you sitting down. I enjoyed that with the Hirsch family. Before we start, what did you pick up from there? So then I start the marketing presentation. She's a freaking force of nature. We're sitting down with her on Tuesday next week on a podcast. Tuesday next week on a podcast with Margaret Hirsch. I enjoyed that with the Hirsch family. She's so much fire. She's very good. What else did you take away from sitting down and having we had supper with a billionaire family? We're sitting down with her on Tuesday next week on a podcast. Very intimate. So can I process with you, Margaret Hirsch? Have you ever been? She's so much in a situation with me where I haven't played ever from sitting down and having we had supper with a billionaire family. We're sitting down with her on Tuesday next week on a podcast. What was it feel? So can I process with you, Margaret Hirsch? Have you ever been? Okay, but I wanted to pay. I didn't have cash, so who paid? Where I haven't paid. You paid. And having we had supper. Okay, but in a normal instance, at a supper, who pays? So can I process always? So do you know why I didn't pay for that supper? Have you ever been? Okay, but I wanted to pay. I didn't have cash, so who paid? So I've got I've got a thing. It's like a manly code. Okay, but in a normal instance, and she said I have to sit at the head of the table always. But I don't. So do you know why I didn't pay for that supper? But I'm gonna sit at the head of the table. Okay, but I wanted to pay. I didn't have cash, so who paid? She said to me, you don't worry. You're not going. You're not getting the bill this evening. I said I always do. And she said I have to sit at the head. Do you know why I didn't get the bill? But I don't. So do you know why I didn't pay? No, it's not even about that. And the bill wasn't a couple of grand. It wasn't like a massive. She said to me, you don't worry. I didn't get the bill because when Mr. Hirsch walked in this evening, the way that his body language was, the way that he's a lion amongst lions. I felt that if I got the bill, I would have. And the bill wasn't in front of his woman. A couple of grand. It wasn't. If she wasn't there, me and him were fighting. I didn't get the bill because when Mr. Hirsch walked in of the company, and we were invited. Language was the way that he wanted to. If she wasn't there, me and him have a problem. And he's old. Probably he's got the jab right hook in and I'll pay the bill anyway. He's old. He's 80 years old. He's got no fucking. No, he's 80 years old. He doesn't have moves. The only thing that would hurt me is if he hits me with his wallet. If she wasn't there, I would definitely get 8 if he hits me with his wallet and I'll pay the bill anyway. So he's old. He's 80 years old. In that instance, when the man is there with his woman and he offers to pay the bill, he doesn't have. I would always sneak out. The only thing that would hurt me is if he hits me with his wallet. I've got hundreds of these. I would definitely get. It's not about the money. It wasn't a lot. But having paid the bill that night, so disrespect. You agree on this? When the man is there, he would have felt disrespect. So that's why I'm not. But if she wasn't there, if definitely would have it. Anyway, that's the first billionaire we sat with this week. I sat with another one today. I went there, you agree, 20 to 10, our meeting was at 10 o'clock. Saw me, but if she wasn't there, came downstairs. Anyway, that's the first billionaire. He said, don't worry, they'll do this one. I sat with another one today, and a 45-minute meeting became 20 to 10, 2.5 hours. 10 o'clock. Saw me, but if I can't say who this person is, but everybody on this line will know who this person is. He's a multi-billionaire. So not 1 billionaire. I cut him at least 8 or 9 billion, maybe 10 strong. Properties in Sandston, just the banks are at his feet. Everybody wants to do business with him. And my key takeaway before we start, so not 1 billion live was, I had an agenda. I'm going to walk into this billionaire's office. I have 45 minutes with him. He's going to ask me the questions that he's going to ask me. He's there, and I'm going to ask him the questions that I'm going to ask him. Why I'm there. So my percentage of speaking versus listening, I had it in my mind, was at least 20% speaking, 80% questions that he's going to ask me. I don't know how it happened. I spoke 5%, and he spoke 95%. Ask him, and I don't see a book in here, and I'm not even kidding. And I love all these books that we've got. Some are off camera. We've got lots of books there. At 20%, I've never read a book that gave me so much insight into how a guy worth 10 billion rand actually see a book in here. So I'm not even kidding. I pictured him as he's a big corporate person. Someone from one of the leading banks sent me a message. The bank where we were so much yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, we were at a bank yesterday, helping them with fraud and helping them with cleansing. Someone asked me, Uncle B, you're not active on WhatsApp. I said, I'm seeing this and this because they do business. He says, real? I said, yeah, I was in his office 2.5 hours yesterday. He says, what did you do at the bank yesterday? So I asked him, and this is a senior person, to tell you who it is, the person that sat to my right yesterday. I remember who sat to my right. So very senior. He's a CFO of a big, he's a CFO of 3 banks. So he says, Uncle B, what do you think? He says, what did you do? I said, brother, you've known him longer than this is a senior person. I've just heard the myth, the legend, and I got to meet the man. I shook his hand and he's shaken the world that we are very senior. He's a CFO of a big, he's a CFO of 3 banks. Between him and his son, he says, probably the 2 most powerful people. I said, brother, you've known him longer than I agree. So I've just heard the myth. Immediately I asked him, sir, the man, if you don't mind sharing your shaken, how did you start this business? And where do you come from? So he went into it, and you can probably the 2 most powerful people. The passion, and you can see the love so that he has for what he does. He doesn't need to ask him, sir, trust me, he doesn't. He can be on any island, any size you are. So the only disappointment was he came there with a fucking Audi. RSQ 80, with RSQ, I'm like, conscious for what he does. He doesn't need to. So I said, can I borrow you some money to buy a decent car? He says, what's wrong with my car? So he looks at my car, driving a 650. He says, I'll race you. Disappointed now, he came there with a fucking Audi. So enter his office, worth 10 billion, minimum worth 10 billion. So I said, can I borrow you some money to buy a decent car? He says, please share your story with me. So he gets into it. He's 60, driving a 650. He says, I'm 60. Disappointed now, he looks, drive me around. So I'm not into his office, worth 10 billion. So he's a runner. So he runs many combats. So he's a runner. Runners, if you what's the guy that won all those comrades marathons that we see here? He's the most successful comrades runner, and he's the endurance racer. What's his name? He's from Pretoria. Worth 10 billion. So he's a runner. So he runs many combats. No, he's a runner. He was attacked recently up here on the mountain. Very famous marathons that we see. So he's built exactly. So runners, they do long distance have a book. But not like a, he's not fat. I don't know how to explain it. So upper body is very nicely built, but he's got a book. And he runs 10 Ks a day. Every day, 63 years old, so he runs every contact. So runners, they do long distance. I get into it. Now I'm testing for, but not like a, I'm always testing for, I don't know, so book smart. So upper body is very nicely built, but he's got a book. What do you need? He runs 10 Ks a day to be worth 10 billion. Every day, 63 years old. Liquid. So he runs every contact. He's got the money, he can write the check. I get into it. What do you need to be? Are you book smart, but not like a, I'm always, initially, the first book 30 minutes. So upper body, I'm like, this is a spreadsheet job, but this is an accountant, a green counter. He just looks at percentages, book smart, 100%. He's got the money, he can write it. And then he gets into the storytelling. When he built his empire, initially, he was the little guy. I'm like, this is a competing against four. This is an accountant, massive counter. He just looks at percentages. So book smart, I asked him, was there ever foul play? He says, foul play. He gets into the storytelling. Here's what they did. Really, they did that. He says, yeah, guy. So what did you do? Competing against four. I did this. He's like, that's worse. He's like, what can I tell you? And then I did this. I'm like, holy shit, this guy is like a pit bull. So the mentality that I saw, they did extremely books. They did that. Corporate guy, you can put him in any boardroom. He reminds me of PBD. That's worse. Very well spoken. What can I tell you? I told you, speaks with his hands. I'm like, holy storyteller. Speaks with his hands. Shit, this guy's hands are going to get so off the wall. He's just explaining and this and that. I did that. Corporate guy, you can put him in any boardroom. No, he reminds me of. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's worse. Very well spoken. Gucci shoes, speaks with his hands. I didn't see the brand of jeans. Boss shirt. This guy's hands are going to get so off the wall. He's just fucking awesome, bro. But an awesome one. Olive Dow, day, presidential, stainless steel. So it wasn't gold, stainless steel, Olive Dow. I didn't see the brand, so he tells you that it's Wednesday because he's too busy. He has to check awesome in the day. So immediately I'm looking, is this guy's street guy as well? It doesn't seem that way. Stainless steel. I get a secret gold, stainless steel. Tell me more war stories. I didn't see that. So in this and this year, this happened Wednesday. This is a big, too busy ass. Big. I've met with the founding father of that company. That guy's a fucking animal. It doesn't seem that way. So you went up against him. He says, tell me more. What did you think of it? I didn't see that. This and this year, this happened Wednesday. Why do you respect him? He tried to crush you and close him. I've met with in the last story I'll tell about the guy this billionaire I had today. So you went up against him. He says, the person that literally went out of his way to crush him. This year, this happened. Why do you first 10 years of his career? When this gentleman died a couple of years ago, about the gentleman's wife, they found him. The guy was at today. He said, I'm getting goosebumps. The person that literally went out of his way to said that he respected you so much. 10 years of that his career. If you could speak at his funeral, that would mean the gentleman's wife. I found him. The guy was. So the guy said, me. He said, you know, we tried to. The person that almost murdered each other, right? Said yes. Every time he came home, he said that you are the only worthy adversary. If you could speak in his face, that drove him so hard. Look, the other guy was very successful. You know, we tried to. I would really appreciate it if he said you can speak at his feet. Every time he came home, he said that you are the only worthy, and you spoke. He said, you know what, that drove him so thought about it. Look, the other guy was very successful. I delivered a message. You know, we told some stories of how we went really with each other. He says the people at the funeral were crying of laughter, like the way that they outmaneuvered each other, outpaced each other. But at the end of the day, I delivered a speech. So thought about it. Because later on in life, he obviously, the guy whose office I was in, later on in his life, just crying It's not dark stains. No, it's not maneuvered. It's not dark stains. No, no. But at the end of the day, no. But somebody on that level, I promise you, on that level. And he obviously said in the later years, when he eventually beat him and just got out of the game, they became hard. It's not dark stains. No, it's not like something with each other every week, but at the end of the day, once in 6 months, they'll have somebody on that level, I promise you. And on that are the good old days. But having said that, in the later years, when he eventually beat. Thank you for joining. Let's get into another level marketing, and we're going to tell you about our event. By the way, our event for next week, Saturday, completely sold out. Lots of people unhappy. We wanted to come next week, Saturday, Uncle B. Thank you for joining. Let's get into Please, can we sit on a camping chair and also pay the money? We want to join you. And unfortunately, I had to say no to a bunch of people. We opened up booking lots of platform for the 14th. Having said that, next week, Saturday, and it seems like we almost full on the 14th. Let's get Please, can we sit on a couple of tickets left and also pay the money? 7 tickets. And unfortunately, I had to say no to 7 tickets left. And I've sent out a couple of links where the guys are deciding whether or not they will come alone, or they're going to bring a friend, or marketing manager, whoever they want to bring along, as long as you're not in the 7 tickets. We're going to have some questions, follow-up questions after that. Send us 7 tickets left, and I've sent out sure that we help industries outside of the industry. We don't want to give our Tai Chi Kung Fu to the competitor. We need to be able to hit the people as long as you're not in the 7 tickets, and they don't have some questions, but we'll keep on improving, and they'll copy and they'll apply the stuff we do, and then we'll just stay ahead of the game. We don't want to give up. All right, 14 competitor March. 7 tickets left. Hopefully after this live, no tickets left, and then we can discuss a potential new day. Copy and I jump straight into it. Are you on slide 1? Just stay ahead of the game. Thank you, man. All right. Another level marketer. March. What do you 7 tickets left. First slide. After this live, we're going to unpack the following. What actually works in 2026? What is killing most businesses right now? Why most people completely misunderstand marketing? How to build brand dominance, not just 7 tickets left. First slide. After this live, so we're going to unpack what actually works in 2026. I love that. What is killing most businesses right now? Whatever we did on our previous masterclass, misunderstand marketing, got us to how to build brand 35 to 50,000 views, organic views. The stuff we're going to teach you is not going to require you to have a credit card. I love that killing marketing agencies. Whatever we did on our credit card so that they can boost posts, got us drive traffic and show you, look, our video got 15,000 views, but it's the 15,000 views that when you open TikTok, someone's trying to sell you washing powder and you're like, fuck off my feed. And then you skip on to the next stuff. So it's the 15,000 views that got sworn at predominantly. Our video got, that's the problem with the marketing agency. And I promise you now, but it's the 15,000 views that when you open through the cracks, someone's trying to sell you washing powder so that they can obviously improve, but no means no. And then you skip on to the next stuff. Of course, is a crime and 15,000 views that got sworn at. Considering what we were doing in 2025, that's the problem with the market, averaging 25 to, but it's the 50,000 views that we open per day, consistent. Come and join us. And these stats that I'm going to share with you include some. So Sunday, keep on to the next 25 to 50,000 views versus considering what we were doing in January 2026, averaging 1.9 million organic views per day achieved throughout these stats that I'm going to share with you. Okay, so what worked in 2025 does not work in 2026 versus it's a completely different mindset, completely different posting strategy, a completely different organic views per day at different times. So that's what we'll unpack on the 14th. So what worked in 2025? 7,000. What is killing most businesses right now? It's a completely different mindset, completely different posting strategy. And the post this question, organic You have the best product at the best price. That's what will unpack. Nobody knows about it. So what works versus 7,000. You have literally poison. Coca-Cola is poison. Okay, they consume it, it's fine. So it's poison. 8 teaspoons of sugar. You have the best in a small little bottle the size of this. That's what will unpack. Nobody knows about it. Okay, the no sugar part is chemicals in a laboratory that are made to fool your brain that it tastes sweet and it's good. 8 teaspoons. It's good for sugar. Very good. Bullshit. So they've got poison. It's not a cheap product. The no sugar part, everybody knows about it. Chemicals in a laboratory. So the problem today is that people don't know and it's good about your service. It's good, bad, or ugly. That's your first problem. That's the biggest problem. It's the most difficult to overcome. It's not a cheap product. Don't know about it. Everybody knows mocking me because I'm saying Coca-Cola is poison. In a laboratory. So the problem today, your brain, Bianca, I'm going to explain it to you this way. Good, bad, or and that's your very good problem. That's the biggest problem. Love them or hate them, the Tate brothers, in my opinion, are the best communicators, or one of the best communicators. And Tristan Tate says it best. He goes watches an opera, and his ticket is 50,000 US dollars. Love them or hate them. And someone that was at the same opera that took a video from the back, from the peasant seats, from the cheap seats, zooms in like that, snaps a picture of him and says, I watched the same opera. He goes and my ticket was 500. Yours was 50,000 dollars. We had the same experience. Love them or hate them. And someone that was at the same opera that took a video from the back, from the peasant seats, from the cheap seats, zooms in like that, snaps a picture of him and says, hey, you came on a bus. You lined up with 5,000 people outside in the cold, in the rain. And someone waited in line until it was resolved. And then you went and you waited in line to buy popcorn and to buy a cool drink and to buy a beer. Okay, and you just made it as the opera worth it. You sat down and you had to squint your eyes like this and watch the opera with binoculars. I came in my Aston Martin, then you went 5 minutes, waited in line to buy popcorn right in front, through my keys to buy a beer. They walked in with just to my seat. A waiter came to me and asked me what I had to squint your eyes order this, and I watched the opera with binoculars. He said a Johnny Walker Blue Label. I came in my something else. Then I interacted with the ballerinas and screenwriters because it was a VVIP. We had a joke, we had a laugh. Waiter came to me. When they were performing, I could see them sweat. You couldn't see them unless you used your binoculars. So we didn't watch. Then I interacted with same in marketing, same in your health. This billionaire I spent time with today bought a property in Wayne. Okay, massive property. I could see, says to me from an old lady. And this is what also like gave me a spark. I said, the old lady says, yeah, she's about 8 years younger than me. She's old. This billionaire I spent time. How is she old when she's 8 years younger than me? He says, physically, she's fucking old. She's old. He says to me, I'm not old. Do I look old? I said, no. And this is what play soccer, and you're not old. So like she's old. So life experience from a healthy person or a wealthy person versus someone that's dead as broke, poor, and overweight, fat, sick. The two life experiences are different. I said, no. If you're overweight, you don't have energy, you're negative in your mind, you're fighting your demons, you literally want to go home and have a chow and sleep. Versus someone versus a fit person that's looking forward to have overweight, wait for this experience. A problem arises, like, fuck you problem, let's fucking go. Me and you now have energy, so you're negative in your mind. Versus a person that's out of shape, no energy, drained, completely depressed. And it's not the same life. So yes, you do only live once. And I'm not saying don't enjoy a Coke, ever. For me, a treat is a Coke Zero once in 9 months. Versus when I start dreaming about it, then I know the next day to have one week and then straight afterwards I feel horrible. But if you're going to be the same life, so that mentality of YOLO, you only live once. I'm not saying don't enjoy it, you only live once, that's why you're going to have 6. For me a tree is a Coke Zero, 1 6 9 months versus bloated. I start dreaming about it and then the next day you don't want to play with your kids, straight you don't want to interact with people. You're going to be the same life, so you only live once, but the quality of that experience differs. You only live once, that's why you're eating the paper. For me a tree is a Coke Zero, 1 6 as he's eating the paper, how hungry are you? I start dreaming about it and the edible paper with your kids, straight you don't want to interact with people. So you're eating the paper, so you only live once, but the quality of that experience differs. You only live once. No, thank you. Why most people completely misunderstand marketing. I'm fine, thank you. Why most people completely misunderstand marketing. Here's the reality. So you're eating the paper, your expectation on everything that you post is to sell. Your expectation, most people completely misunderstand marketing, media, ROI, long-term investment. So when I post this vehicle, here's the reality, handbag, whatever else you post, your expectation, everything that you post. What does it say, Uncle B? You also sometimes use the line, you only live once in advertising some cars. Yes, listen, you only live once. And you buy a BMW X-Drive M135. We posted it this morning. It's sold. Did you see? It's sold. Of course it's Uncle B. You also sometimes use but you only live once. Buy a BMW M135 X-Drive because life is better with a BMW. You only live M135 X-Drive in your life. You buy a BMW like this X-Drive M1 made in posted it this morning. It's not drinking a Coke and feeling like shit. Of course it's Uncle B. But back to my stuff. Aren't you moving the slides? Buy a BMW M135 X-Drive because life is better with a BMW. You only live once. Okay. Shut up. Why most people completely misunderstand. Posted it this morning. It's not drinking. Drop my suspension like shit. But back to my stuff. Your expectation of life is to sell here. Like literally, I'm going to post this and I'm going to sell it. And that's the misalignment. You expect a person to have a look at this and say, wow, I've been waiting all my life for this asshole to shove product down my throat. Like literally, I'm not educating them, I'm not giving them value, I'm not entertaining them, there's no humor, there's no character, there's no vibe, you just want money. To have a look at this and say, I just been waiting all my life, 2 seconds for this asshole to shove product down my throat. Most people completely miss the fact giving them value. That's the 3 components in social media. Brand awareness, marketing, you just advertise. Who's going to go head first in the differentiation of the 3, so that when you create posts after being on our course, you are hoping and praying when you're creating a brand post that no one buys a single thing is going to go, because if they do, you fail in the differentiation branding post. So that when you create our most popular post across channels has 100 million views. I'm so proud to say that post sold 0 marketing, a single thing, 0 costs. Because if they do, Aussies fail in the differentiation branding post. So that because no one said, I saw that video and I want to buy a car from you. Across channels has 100 million. Everyone said, Uncle B, I saw that video, like I cried. 0. It's so freaking funny. It's so original, it's so funny. I literally cried. Okay, that's fine. But if you tell me I saw the video and I bought a BMW from them, fuck, everyone missed. We missed the mission. So that was a branding exercise. When you start going more towards the bottom of the funnel, I literally marketing exercises and marketing posts. This is where you video and I bought a BMW from this is where you this is where you miss the mission. This is where you branding haters to come in and absolutely wreck you. Absolutely destroy you in the comments and marketing. and I just answer, okay, this is where you 15 minutes to write me an essay. This is where you good for you, buddy. This is where you your life must be. This is where you miss the mission. This is where you tells the algorithm. People people are absolutely for you in actually giving input. They want insight. We need to push this to more people. It's an essay. That's the mindset. And right at the bottom of the funnel, which is the obvious thing while you're doing social media, is advertising. So this is a call to action. This is where on some of our posts we say, if this is your flavor, shoot Uncle B a message and we'll deliver for free anywhere in beautiful sunny South Africa. And that's the one that gets the least views, but that's the one that makes the most money, and that's the one that you should do as less as possible. I'm not saying don't do it, I'm saying as less as possible at certain times. So your frequency needs to be correct. And that's why most people completely misunderstand social media marketing and how it works in 2026. And it kills your business because you post 5 times, you sell nothing, and you say, social media doesn't work, it's a waste of my time, it completely like blocked me, TikTok shadow banned me, and I've got a strike against my account, and that's why I'm only getting 50 views on my video, and this is all bullshit. You guys are all lying to me, this shit doesn't work, and then you close that chapter and I beat you, like hard. And the people that know how to use it beat you even harder, and you just end up broke because it doesn't work. Just to give you a flip side argument, Donald Trump's first election, the first time he got elected was back in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, Alice. 2016. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think it was 2016. Anyone in the comments know what year he first got elected? I think it was 2016.
Mijn vrouw, wat zijn camera had uitgekomen in 2016.
Yeah. Okay. I think it was 2016. Yes. He got elected, and it was literally said that the only reason why he got elected is he had the best social media campaign and he had the best strategy on the social media platforms, and he beat Hillary. That's the only reason. So reverse engineering that statement is, okay, one of the attendees asked me this question. They are in the solar business. So, Uncle B, do you think we can sell some more solar off social media? So I said, well, Donald Trump got elected in 2016 using social media. Are you aware? He said, I'm aware. Okay, great. So if social media can be used to elect the most powerful man on planet Earth, do you think you can't sell solar from social media? He says, send me the link. I'm paying you right now. 2 of us are coming. I said, sweet, 100%. Here's the link. Boom, boom, boom. And the rest is history. We'll see him on the, I think he's part of the first group, if I'm not mistaken. He's part of the group that we're going to be assisting on Saturday. Are you excited, Els?
Yes.
I can't.
Next week Saturday.
Yeah, I thought it's this week Saturday.
At least not.
I'm like, are we ready? She says, yeah, we're ready. I said, let's go. We're ready for next week Saturday. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, next slide. Next. Okay, strategic quadrant. Strategic quadrant. So about 2.5 years ago, I end up in a kick-ass mentoring program with Mr. PBD himself, Patrick Bet-David, 8 of us from all over the world. There was a Russian dude, there was some dudes from Europe, and I think 5 of them were from the States, from different industries. So that was a quick story on one of the guys. I don't know if I've told this before. If I have, pretend I haven't, because some of the people haven't heard it yet. So because the 8 of us interact twice a month for 90 minutes with Mr. Patrick, we sort of get to know each other, and before he joins the Zoom, I'm like, hey, what's that in the background? Yeah, my man cave. Bobby, this is my man cave. I'm like, is that a GTO? Yeah. Do you like cars? I'm like, yeah. Anyway, me and this guy become friendly. So we're staying at a very nice hotel in Fort Lauderdale, which is next to Miami, where Mr. PVD stays, who, by the way, his neighbor is Lionel Messi, like the Messi, the Messi, one of the second best footballer to ever live after Ronaldo, because Ronaldo's better. He's like in every shape, form, and outside of winning the World Cup. But anyway, this dude comes down, he comes down the elevator, and I'm waiting for an Uber, because now we're going to go meet the man, the legend. The night before, we had a nice supper with his team and everybody. We got almost indoctrinated as to how the day will run. We're going to spend the entire day with him at his house, in the backyard, with yachts passing us, 15, 16-year-old girls driving yachts the size of skyscrapers, jamming music. It's fucking crazy. Jamming music, flooring the thing, like I'm on planet Earth. But anyway, this dude comes down. So I look at his watch. Is that a day date? He says, yeah. Do you like watches, Barbie? I'm like, yeah, man, I love watches. So he says, wear it, wear it. I'm like, I don't want to wear it. So he says, wear it. It suits you, your skin color. It's nice. I'm like, I don't want to wear it. What about the Rolex thieves? He says, what thieves? In Fort Lauderdale. I said, someone might hit me over the head for the watch. He says, why? I said, because it's expensive. He's like, does that happen in Africa? I'm like, all the time, brother. He's like, okay, wear it a bit here. It doesn't happen here. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Not a problem. I'm not wearing a fucking watch. I'm going to work hard and buy one day and wear it at home. Just from the TV room to the bedroom, I'll wear a day date one day, but it's never coming out the house. One day when I buy one, I'll wear it at home. Anyway, then we get to PVD's house, and he's prepared lunch, and his wife's there, the kids, the dogs, the maids, the PAs, everyone's there, and now we're going to have lunch. And everybody obviously wants to sit next to PVD, and he asked me, how long have you traveled to come visit me? I said, sir, 8 hours Doha, 4 hours overlay, 15 hours Miami, I don't know, like a couple of days already. He says, you get to sit next to me. So I'm sitting kneecap to kneecap across like where LZ is, where the camera is, with Mr. PVD. And I'll ask him, you're going to teach us a lot of stuff today. And if I may, what is the one thing in your company that has made the most significant difference and why? He says, great question. Everybody huddles up, and he explains that he went to a Harvard exchange program where you go to Harvard and you spend 2 weeks there. I think the price that he said was something like $300,000 for that exchange program with CEOs from all over the world. $300,000 is how much? 17, 34, 40, like, fuck, it's like 4 million rand. It's something crazy, man. Let me just quickly check calculator. It's lots of zeros. 300,000 times 17, 5.1 million rand. That's the program that he entered to spend 2 weeks with top tier CEOs from all over the world. And the one guy, I think that guy's in a bit of cuck now with the Epstein files and all this other shit that's going on. I think his name has been mentioned many, many times. But this guy owns the rights to Victoria's Secret in Australia, New Zealand, and some parts of Europe. So this is a big, big guy. He's got many companies. He's got 6 CEOs reporting directly to him, and he's the MD of this massive conglomerate of companies. And he teaches him this, and he teaches us the same thing that I'm about to share with you. It's called the strategic quadrant. So if you think about an A4 size paper, if you turn it sideways, you draw a line in the middle from top to bottom, and then you draw a line in the middle from left to right. That's a quadrant. There's 4 individual pieces. The bottom left is systems. So the bottom right is business development and sales. The top left is next innovative campaign, and the top right is leadership development. Okay, so then he says, which two make you the most money? So immediately, I'm a sales guy. I said, bottom right, everything is okay with enough sales. He says, wrong. Everything's not okay with enough sales, because when you sell too much and you don't have good systems, processes, next innovative campaign, your sales plateau, if you're not developing leaders the whole time, your company stops growing, you're not pushing the boundaries anymore, you're not introducing new talent to your company. So you're wrong, Bobs. I said, okay, so what do you say? He says, it works this way. Bottom left and bottom right. So systems, business development and sales, grow the company, single digit annually. So 8%, 9%, 5 or 6%. It's a linear growth. So linear. It's consistently climbing up, it's ticking over, and it's getting better and better. Top left, next innovative campaign. And top right, leadership development. Grow the company exponentially. Exponentially means you're growing 30%, 40%, 60%. Now, last night, because I have a sleeping disorder, the rest of the management team have to deal with that. And at 9, 10 o'clock, I start typing essays. How many messages did I send on the group last night?
I didn't count.
Probably 20 or more. Maybe. And a part of the unpacking, now this is, our CFO is there, head of marketing, who else is there? Depot manager is there, the buying managers are there. Sorry? Branch managers are there, and Dave, that makes sure that everything runs smoothly, is there. Our IT expert. So everybody, the HR is there. She has to be there, otherwise I use bad words. But with her there, I don't use as many bad words, but I still do. But then I get so Shambok. So everybody's there, and I unpack the income from the marketing team, so from the Masterclass team. So for the longest time, the past 2 years, what have we been developing else? We've been developing systems, we've been developing business development and sales. I'm selling you right now, I'm selling you a course for 15,000 Rand, which should cost 300,000 Rand. But it's 15,000 Rand because we need to have proven case studies so that I can justify asking 300 grand Q2 of 2026, which I will, and you will pay it because we'll have proven case studies. So the next innovative campaign has also been absolutely working their tails off, the team, for the next innovative campaign and leadership development. So check this out when it comes to return on income or return on investment in terms of physical money. Now everybody in the team is incentivized, everybody gets a percentage of the income, and everybody's pushing as hard as possible because the promised land is always in front of us. In the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we've generated more money than we have in 2 years. Can you agree to that, yes or no?
Yes.
In the last 2 weeks, we've generated more money from this team than over the last 2 years. How much more in terms of percentage, if you were to guess? Is it 100%, 200%, 1,000%? How much more?
So we did have two master classes that did
not included, because this 50,000 Rand event was not a masterclass event. This was a car dealer event.
Okay.
So outside of this generated 2 million Rand.
100%.
Okay, so exponential growth. Here and there, we've got bookings, we've got one-on-one engagements, we've got all this other stuff that's slowly dripping in, and everybody's happy because it's supplementing income. Everybody's looking forward to that commission, and it's growing slowly but surely. Next innovative campaign, leadership development. Everybody knows what to do. My involvement on the marketing group is maybe just over zero. Maybe just over zero. I just throw a smiley face at one video. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, that's cuck funny. Or I propose this, I love the music, I love the backtrack. But in the actual workings of everything, it's almost zero, virtually almost zero. Yet the income is exponentially exploding over the last 3 weeks, but it took us 2 years to build the systems, biz dev and sales. We did the Hirsch's chat on Monday. Since Monday, we've booked 3 more. Okay, you told me We've got one in Cape Town on the 6th. And then we booked one on the 8th. On the 5th.
Yeah.
On the 8th. And I just got a booking in Montana. So we're not traveling. Montana is just here. 3 50K engagements in 2 days. Because our next innovative campaign and leadership development has been developed relentlessly over the last 2 years, and now we're seeing results which are exponential. But we do have the systems and the biz dev at the bottom supporting the growth. So we do have the 1.9 million views, organic views per day, and we're interacting with all different industries supporting the growth for the income. So this is, when he explained it to me that way, I said, can you use an example? And this is the example that he used. In Australia, in the market of Australia, Coca-Cola, the company that sells you poison, sugar water, kills millions of people annually, Coca-Cola sales were going down, all right? So they sat in a boardroom and they said, okay, our next innovative campaign needs to increase sales double digit. Okay, they went around and they threw ideas around. What can we do? Can we bring in new flavors? Can we bring in new this, new that, new third thing? And one guy suggested the campaign be called Have a Coke With. And I don't know if you guys remember, it was extremely popular in South Africa. They started printing names on Coca-Cola cans. Else, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that started in Australia. And then when they saw it was like a 60, 70, 100% increase in sales, they adopted it to the rest of the world. But that's a next innovative campaign. To the point where, as much as I fucking hate Coca-Cola, I walk into Josie's Cafe across the street. Else, true story, you can ask her tomorrow.
Yeah.
I walk into the cafe, and in front of me in the Coca-Cola fridge, it says, have a Coke with matlatsi. I'm not kidding. Like, when will I ever find matlatsi is not, it's not like Yuan. It's not like a common name that you hear every day. I'm like, I'll never find matlatsi's name. I'm buying a Coke. I fucking hate Coke. I went there, I took a Coke, I put it on the counter. Josie's like, did you start drinking Coke? I'm like, no, I'm not crazy. It's matlatsi. So I went to her and I said, matlatsi, here, don't drink this, just put it in your cupboard. It's your name. I thought I'd buy it for you. She was very chuffed. Have a Coke with a friend. That's a next innovative campaign that printed money for them, killed more people, which is actually a shame. And then leadership development is the part that we're going to speak about in your team on who gets responsibility to do what. Initially, if you're a one-man band, you're a one-man army, you're going to have to do creation, editing, scheduling, posting, answering comments. But as your team grows, you will have to delegate those duties. And I'll show you how we did it in our team, and hopefully you can take some of the ideas that we'll be sharing on the day and you can incorporate them in your teams. Okay, next. You happy with the slide, Els?
Yes, sir.
How am I for time? Still okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. We've got like 20 minutes left. All right, when should I post what and why is the difference between your message not being heard and being a bottom G versus a top G? Where did the Andrew Tate silhouette go? Why did you remove it?
I don't know why
LZ?
you're so aggressive with me. I don't know why your arm is in the way.
No, the Andrew Tate silhouette is not here.
Gaan bietjie kant toe.
No, check here. It's not on my computer.
Gaan scroll af onder toe.
Ah, there we go. Okay, top G is here.
Yeah.
So this is what you're aiming for. You want to be a top G, not a bottom G. Okay, I got afraid now. I said, okay, where did Andrew go? Okay, Andrew Tate's here. Thank you. Thank you, Els.
Maar kyk ook net so 'n klein bietjie na die ander na daai kant toe.
Hierso.
Ja.
Okay.
Then
Must
you
that
can
be
sit next to Andrew Tate.
Okay, cool. Thank you, ma'am. So, there he is. There he is. What's up, top G? Okay, so I'm going to go back and read it. When should I post what and why is the difference between your message not being heard and being a bottom G versus a top G? Okay, when should I post what? That is the very important question that shall be answered on the 14th of March.
You have learned.
You have learned.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Els, because on the previous live, I told them exactly when to post what.
I was like, nice.
You're like, why are you giving our value for free? What if the competitors are watching?
Yes.
I'm like, fuck! I'm sorry.
I already committed, so I'm going to do it.
Okay, who am I targeting? How am I coming across? What is the CTA, the call to action? Who am I targeting? How am I coming across? What is the CTA? One of the biggest fascinations with the Hirsch's team, by the way, those people, that amazing company sells 6 billion rand worth of worth of home appliances to South Africans every single year. Proudly South African company, started in SA, operated in SA, absolutely dominating that space. What a bunch of legends they are. 6 billion rands worth of annual sales, and their target for 2026 is to increase their gross profit by 1%. Only 1%. That's their target. And I think with the power message I gave them and the back and forth, I increased it with 2%. What do you think, Els?
Yes. 2%, 2.2.
2.2%. Els is just being nice today. She's not punching me today.
Ek wonder die hele tyd, mag jy sulke goeders deel?
Of course.
Dis wat was soos hulle internal.
It was there, but I didn't tell them what I did. No one here knows how I increased it by 2.25%. But I know I did because when I gave them the solution to their problem in real time during a back and forth I had with one of their toughest Indian managers, everybody was like clapping hands and they were freaking out. They're like, how didn't we think of that? Like, that's why you paid me to be here, homies. Anyway, who am I targeting? How am I coming across? What is the CTA? When I close my eyes and I'm selling solar, who am I actually targeting? Okay? When I'm closing my eyes and I'm selling a Prado, which by the way, we had such a nice Prado 2 days ago. I'm not targeting Elsie with a Prado. Okay, she can barely drive a 320D. She'll probably kill 6 people on the road. It's too big. So I'm not targeting a demographic or a person that can't buy that car. I need to target, you know, how old, where do they stay, what are their hobbies, what do they like, etc., etc. And that's the people that should see my content organically, not by putting your credit card details at the end as a marketing agency asks you. Organically, they should see it. If I'm good, they will see it. If I suck, they won't see it. But if I'm good, they will see it. And once they see it, they will reshare it to their friends that's potentially in the market of buying a product. Okay, how am I coming across? Culture, context. Their biggest question was around this, which was a very slick question. Uncle B, how do you almost morph into a 22-year-old colored lighty, and then 10 minutes later, you become a 35-year-old person that grew up in Soweto, and then a minute later, you're 40 years old Afrikaans guy with a whip and a cowboy hat and fallies. How does that process work in your mind? And it's culture, context. Culture, context. We'll dive very deep into that. And what is a CTA? What is a call to action? So at the end of every video, what do you expect them to do? Do you want to grow your channel? Is this a branding exercise? Do you want to pose a question? One of our most successful videos when I walk around the depot, I think it's already on like 18,000 comments or something stupid like that, 20,000 comments, is a story that I told where a young man was arrested here on the floor, and I asked you, the viewer, what do you think was the right thing to do? I'll tell you the story, and at the end, tell me whether or not I acted correctly or incorrectly in this specific instance. Drove 20,000 comments. So 20,000 people took time and wrote, some of them wrote me essays. Like, geez, bro, thank you. I really appreciate that, and I never saw your point of view. I'll improve. Some of them said, you completely screwed it up. Shame on you. You shouldn't have done that. You should have done this. Some said, you acted correctly. You were a gent. well done, and you know the mistake was on the mom's side. Some of them are like, I don't know, I would have beaten the kid. Like, no, you can't beat people legally, it's not allowed. And what is the CTA? Always the CTA. If this is your flavor, shoot Uncle B a message and we'll deliver anywhere, beautiful sunny South Africa for free. CTA, very important, culture context, very important, and who am I targeting? Next, what is your intention? Okay. To go out there and reach an audience, but how? Answering questions people might have in your field and giving out information, or being super creative and grabbing eyeballs, building brand and becoming recognizable. Okay, so that's top of funnel brand. All right, marketing is once interest is shown and there's intent, then slowly starting to qualify your prospect. That's marketing. And only when there's a clear intent and good qualifying questions are answered, we point to a product and we close. That's advertising. I want to give you a real life stat. If today's stat was posted by Common, let me just check on my test and improve group. No, not yet. I'll give you yesterday's stat. So yesterday's stat is we had 245 inquiries. Out of those, only 171 became qualified leads. Okay, I'm using the word only incorrectly here. No one in the automotive industry gets 171 qualified leads ever. And that was a slow day. It was genuinely a slow day. Looking at my figures, my organic content overperformed anything that's paid by 400%. So I got more organic leads, 400% worth of leads, more than the very expensive platforms that we pay to actually funnel us bottom of the funnel leads. 400% more from our free stuff than we got from the paid stuff. So that's the conversion from inquiry to lead. A lot of people say, yeah, I just get shit on Facebook. What do you mean? Like only shit leads. It's like low quality. People don't have money. Most of them are broke, and it frustrates my salespeople. So what's the process from inquiry to lead? No, I just send it to them. Okay, keep on doing that, brother. No wonder you are so freaking excited about life. You're about to hang yourself off a tree, and your salespeople are just the same as you are. You keep on doing that, and you carry on with life. Let's see what your life experience is going to be versus understanding the difference between an inquiry, asking them highly qualified questions to get rid of the low quality inquiries fast and only send the good stuff to your people. So for us, we got better and better. The inquiries used to be, like some days were like 800 inquiries to generate 70 leads. Currently, we're running at 245 inquiries for 171 leads across all our channels, paid and organic combined. That will unpack in great detail. And then building a brand, marketing and advertising, we need to be thinking along the lines of dating. So most salespeople, 95, 96% of salespeople are into the one night stand. Let's go have some fun. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Mark whoop, mark two, mark tier. And then we go our separate ways. And I look for a new one night stand customer to come in, greet you and con you into buying a product. And then next. And it goes back to how I interview experienced salespeople. The first question that I always ask is, do you have a Rolodex? What's a Rolodex? Do you have a database? Do you have a customer database because you've been selling cars for 5 years? Yes, I do. Show me. Let me just look through my phone. Johan, Audi R4. Johan, yeah, here's Johan. So how many cars have you sold in 5 years? I don't know. You don't track it? No, I don't. Okay, so who else have you sold cars to? Net 'n sekond, so don't worry. I'm quite busy actually. I hope you have a kick-ass day. Thank you for making the way. Cheers, bye. I'm rude like that. And HR says, Bobs, you need to improve. You can't be so fucking rude to people. I said, well, this is an amateur showing up sloppy, taking my valuable time, and I need to be respectful. Why? Because this is an experienced salesperson. This guy's a rookie. I don't want him close to me. So no database, no system. This is a person that only wants to have one-night stands with the customers and sell them a car and next, and not worry. We'll show you how to take your marketing from a one-night stand into a long-term relationship and into a marriage and a family. So what the idea and intention through your marketing is, you want to meet the person, dating phase, asking questions, finding out things, likes, dislikes, what are the triggers, what's important, why is that important, and how can you bring that important part into your sales process to focus on that. And then once we conclude the deal, we get married. Now, when we're married, I want to meet the neighbor, I want to meet the crazy drunk uncle, the one that swears a lot, I want to meet the uncle that went to jail, just came out, I want to meet everybody. Because within your database is potential customers for me that I can serve. So how do we take your marketing from a one-night stand approach, drive it through a long-term relationship approach, into a marriage and family approach? Hyper important. You know, there's going to be 15 people there on the is it 20 people? 20 people.
20 people.
So 20 people there, like best intention, if 5 of them out of the 20, if 5 of them just focus on this part that I will teach, those people will become multimillionaires. Okay. The 15 that are going to sort of like give attention to this and it will fly over their head, they'll miss the whole thing. They'll get good results on the marketing part, they'll get great views, they'll get the attention if they're consistent, but the 5 that will actually use this will become multimillionaires, because this is what's worked for me. Over a long period of time, I've created customers that have given me customers that have given me customers, to the point where between 50 and 60% of all our sales today, all our sales, are referrals and people that come back for more. Got some people coming back, 11th car, 12th car, 2nd car, 3rd car, 5th car. I was actually embarrassed in the coffee shop on Saturday. Yes, it was on Saturday, Els. A gentleman was playing foosball with one of our salespeople.
Yeah.
And I said, sir, welcome, nice to meet you. He better let you win, because if he kicks your ass, because he spends half the day here, you'll be negative and you won't sign for the car. He says, Uncle Bobby, don't worry, it's the 4th car I'm buying. He doesn't need to hold back, he can kick my ass, no problem. Like, sir, I'm so sorry, I've never met you. It's the 4th car you're buying. He says, yes, I bought this, and this. What are we trading in? Nothing. I'm buying the 4th car from you. Thank you for the great service. I appreciate you. I've never met this person. Once. I've never met him once. It's the 4th car that he bought. And then, because I communicate with everybody that's approved and validated, he said, thank you for the nudge bar. And thank you for the extra mat in the boot. I said, you bought a Fortuner? He says, yes, sir. I bought a Fortuner for my wife. Appreciate the fact that you gave us the nudge bar. I pulled a move there in the depot. I said, Henry, this customer's highly upset. He wants a nudge bar. Otherwise, he's canceling the deal. He says, no problem. Boss, do we have profit? I said, yeah, we've got profit. He says, I'll dollar one quickly. So he found one. I painted it black, the color that he wanted, fitted it, extra protection. I've never met this customer. 4th car he bought from us. That's the mentality of a one-night stand to a long-term relationship and a marriage and a family. The 4th car, the first 2 cars he bought from someone that's no longer with us. The 3rd car and the 4th car is with someone that is currently with us. That was like the best news ever on a Saturday for me. Okay, so we'll deep dive into that. Here we go. Elsa did well. If you are interested in attending marketing on Anarra Level, 7 tickets left, and we are open for the 14th of March. All you need to do is shoot me a WhatsApp with the industry that you represent. If you're in the automotive industry selling cars, new, used, I'm not going to accept you. You won't be allowed to attend. I'm sorry. And if you are outside of automotive, send me a WhatsApp. I want to attend the course. Very simple. I send you a link. You enter your car details and we book your ticket. You attend, change your life. It's going to be freaking awesome. Do we have time for 1 or 2 more questions, Els?
Welkom, is dit nie baie goeie
No questions. So I'm doing so much talking, people are not asking questions. All right, cool, sweet. Between now and then, thank you guys and girls for joining us. Have a power evening. Stay blessed. And we'll see you next week, Monday. Thank you.